Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. What a last 48 hours that we had to go through, guys. Between the off the field, where we were all waiting for the verdict that at the end we knew a few hours before the game, because it was today that it came out, and we will speak about that in the second part of the live, the post-game live. After waiting for that game, building up the tension of a return game of quarterfinal versus Sporting, Juventus today, they qualified to semifinal. If we are speaking about the result himself, going in quarterfinal, yes, I'm happy. Of course, I'm super happy. I am extremely happy. In one of the most difficult season ever of Juventus, speaking about on the field, off the field, injuries. Today I'm really worried about Bremer as well. I can't wait to see some reports about Bremer. I'm really worried about Bremer because how he went out, that doesn't smell really good. So from the moment that we will keep you up to date. So we are obliged to celebrate a win, but you don't see me here jumping around. Because I'm tired, I tell you the truth. I'm really tired. I'm really exhausted. The performance of today was not beautiful. Was far from beautiful. And if I had no idea how we would have started the game, I was surprised in a way of how the first 15 minutes went, because it was an open game, like the last 10 minutes of a game where both teams need to score because it's 1-1 and you absolutely need the 3 points with open teams running. That's how we started the game. So I was really thinking about watching a game that would have been entertaining, really. But we scored that goal and we stop. And we stop at the 15th minute. At the 15th minute we stop. But when I tell you we stop, is we stop. And we are horrible. From that moment on, we are but really horrible on everything. Individual performances were really bad. It's difficult for me to choose 4 players to put in man of the match. But anyway, we will come back on everything together. Performance, qualification against Sevilla. We are waiting for the final result of Roma, of course. But let me first say hello and thank you to the people that are already here. We have Fino alla fine that became a member today. Grazie. Really appreciated Fino alla fine. And also a first message why I was offline with admin that says, I love ugly wins, Beppe. Forza Juve, grande Allegri. You know that on this channel, I love to try to be objective, even if it's against a lot of time the opinion of the mass. I don't care. My opinion, what I try to think is looking at the global picture. Guys, no, today I don't agree with admin on Grande Allegri. Even if we go to the semi-final, then at the end of the season, if we win that trophy and we throw it in the air, well, congratulations to Allegri, to Rabiot, to Chiesa, that today was horrible. Congratulations to Di Maria, congratulations to Rabiot, that today was a ghost. Congratulations to everyone. And we were wrong because we left that trophy in the air, which is the most important thing. We are already in the semi-final, which is already an achievement. But if today you are asking me to say Grande Allegri, it's really difficult for me. It's really difficult for me to say that. Then, yeah, we qualify. So Muti and we go through. Muti means silence and we go through. I'm not the one that will say if we play like that, we lose against Sevilla, because how many times did we hear that story? And then we go through at a certain moment, at the moment, here we are. But it's true that these performances against Benfica, top informed Benfica of the top of the start of the season, we were out. Paris Saint-Germain, we played much better than today, but even that was not enough, and we were out. Maccabi Haifa, we lose against Maccabi Haifa. But thank you. Also, thank you to Alexis. 11 months with us. We played good, but we are our biggest enemies. Today, we didn't play good, guys. I don't know. Normally, it's the opposite. Normally, it's me that are really angry, are with you because you are exaggerating, and I tell you, don't exaggerate. There are some positive parts. Today looks like you decided to reverse the roles. Today you are going with the positives, while I have really difficulties to find positive. I'm telling you the truth. Huh? I have difficulties to find positives. So help me if you want to. You are not obliged, because I didn't see a lot of them. Alexander, 1 shot on target in the entire game. We passed, but let's not act like we dominate. I don't think that someone will say that. Shatterstide, I would you think we were tactically perfect in the second half? I'm not sure what game you watched. It was that. Oh, no. You are probably speaking with the chat, because I never said that. Huh? For me, we were not perfect. Nowhere. Because, guys, they are missing 2 goals in front of the goal where there was nobody anymore. Huh? Nobody, huh? We did it. That's true, BT. That's true. Danilo made a lot of mistakes. Bad Danilo today. Really, really bad. Stavros, let's go Juve. Ciao Cecilia. Ciao GTA. Ciao Radovan. Ciao Ali Fahad. What a day, baby. In a way, yes. Because temporarily we are winning 15 points back, and temporary, we are still continuing in Europa League, so we can call the day temporary. Okay, can I say that? Time to celebrate Softage was difficult, my friend. Was really difficult. Danilo today really bad. We suffered with the team. We all suffered. A lot. I think too much. Temporary day, yeah. Another close game against Sporting. Too many mental mistakes, but we move on. We have to move on, huh? Ciao Firdhaus, maximum of like bittersweet emotion. Glad Juve went through, but we played terribly after Rabiot's goal. Yeah. Today was disaster. Nirai, every time Chiesa gets tackled, I worried I have to come back on Federico Chiesa. Double celebration. I don't pay attention, because I saw some people, on big accounts that didn't really understand what happened today. So, guys, the 15 points are not given to Juve like, here the 15 points and they are for you forever. Huh? The 15 points were temporary, but we knew it if that decision would have been taken, because it has been taken to the Federal Appeal Court. So they have now 30 days to reformulate the verdict of Serie A. So it's temporary, the 15 points. Tomorrow we will know more about it, but don't celebrate too much. I'm not here to celebrate the 15 points. First of all, because even if we would have received them back officially, I celebrate nothing, guys, because these points are ours. So don't expect me to celebrate something that is ours, okay? That's one. Then secondly, especially not now, because we didn't receive them. It's temporary. Anyway, apparently Roma scored a goal, 3-1, with El Shaarawy at the 100th minute. Congratulations to them. Let's see if that game will finish like that or not. I always appreciate and respect Allegri for what he has done in the situation against Juve. It doesn't mean that I like the tactics. Today was awful performance. I agree. Zakaria, fino alla fine, PS, I love your tribute to Moroccan tea in previous video. I am Moroccan. Yeah, no, but that's the best thing. One of the top 10 things on earth is Moroccan tea. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. Adbin, you're right, Beppe, but look at United. After spending millions, they are still hurting. Oh, yeah. Of course. Guys, like BT saying, I'm tired. I suffered too much, way too much. But on the other hand, guys, we are true. Manchester United is out. I don't like to compare games or whatever, but we are true. We are true. If there is something today that we can smile about, is the fact that between everything, we are still there. Let me say thank you to a person in particular. It's Mohammad Youssef. Mohammad Youssef that just offered a few minutes ago, not 1, not 3, not 5, not 7, but he offered 10 subscriptions, memberships to random people in the chat. I don't know who they are. Let's try if I can find them back, who they all are. So I see Mandalorian, Huts Anifo, Punsara, Bojan, Elod, Sordiero, Steve Cano, Mahmoud, South Freaks, Paul Scheucher, and Sir Raz is saying thank you. I think there are probably more, but I can't find them back. All of them received from Mohammad Youssef, so say thank you, because that's just a pure gesture of not being selfish. You know, at a certain moment, Cuadrado was selfish when he took that chance, but he was pissed off. He said, you know what, guys, I'm tired of doing passes because they are all missing it. I will go on myself. Well, he did the opposite. Youssef. Mohammad offering 10 memberships. Thank you. Really, really, really appreciate it. And then you have Mariano, 13 months with us on the channel, saying, Beppe, Vlahovic, hold up, play is non-existent. Still, we live to fight another day. Forza Juve. 15 months for Mlaggio. Beppe, we need a Pirlo Pjanic kind of player. Well, speaking about Pirlo Pjanic, with all the respect and not comparing at all, that player in terms of role, not comparing, of course, should have been Paredes. But Paredes totally flopped. And that's a choice of the club and Allegri that has chosen for Paredes instead of cheap Rovella, because we wanted some experience there, especially after losing Pogba, and he totally flopped. He totally disappeared. So that player doesn't exist. And even if Locatelli was not the worst on the field, he was not extraordinary today. Thank you, Shatterstar, to precise. Thank you again, Mohammed, racing 15 points plus qualify. Let's not trick ourselves. It's 8th day. Eid Mubarak to all the Muslims. I said it before, I said it earlier, but I want to repeat it. Temporary day from Steve Cano. Let me check, because there is a message from Alexis Karaguezian, that is giving his opinion on the game of today. And then we go in analyzing everything that went bad, because there are a lot. And we will do a poll. We will do a few polls today. Alexis, I didn't think we were phenomenal, but in parts, we were good, controlled the ball, which we don't usually do. And we looked dangerous. It's baby steps, but I saw positives. But I will say it again, we were our worst enemy. Alexis, I tell you, maybe because of emotions, I'm a human as well. You know, reading and translating all the off-the-field topics, waiting for a judgment, a verdict, a sentence, not understanding, I promise you, because the thumbnails for the lives were ready, not understanding if I could go to shave my head, to go into the shower, because you don't know if something will happen and I will not be able to translate. Mo was telling me, Beppe, can you take over now, because I will have to go to bring my kids to school. Trying to understand and trying to also surf between the fake news, the right news, was really, really, really stressful. And that's also because, you know, I have a responsibility also working for you with the things that I want to tell you on the channel. I want them to be as correct as possible. Of course, I can still make mistakes, but I want to do it. Preparing the game of Sporting with, in my mind, always that verdict was really painful. And then if you arrive in the game, if you watch back my celebration, you will see that it was a celebration of anger. It was really a celebration of anger because of everything. But how long did it last? Not a lot, absolutely not a lot, because really soon it transformed himself in a penalty that I had technical problems with internet. I watched it, I was like, what is happening? And then Juventus stopped playing, but totally stopped playing. I tell you immediately my worst of the games, Chiesa never entered the game. Probably because of that fall on him at the first minute of the game, where he was really scared and he went out. He went totally out of the game. I think that mentally he never entered. There is one thing, you know, that I like Federico Chiesa. I'm one of my favorite players of Juventus, and that will remain like that. But there is one thing that I really ask him personally, kindly, to stop, is to complain to everything. The referee, except of two really minor mistakes, he was perfect today. He was perfect, and also that has to be said. But if we start to complain on everything, guys, you go out of the game yourself. Because you touch it with the hand, it was on the alongside the body, but you touch it with the hand and you complain. You're complaining every time that you lose the ball because yourself, you want to do everything alone, dribbling 3 players. You lose the ball and you are complaining. You are complaining for this. You are complaining for that. Guys, this doesn't work. Huh? Yeah, Andre is saying don't turn into Barella. Barella is much higher level of complaining. That is even annoying me more. But Chiesa needs to stop because you're punishing yourself, because yourself you get even more and more and more frustrated. So Chiesa was absolutely one of the worst of the game. Vlahovic, absolutely bad, really bad. Then you can tell me, but the balls are not arriving. Yeah, the balls are not arriving. It's true because we didn't play well, but he had 2 or 3 possible attempts with one that, guys, you need to score. You need to score. I'm sorry. Because Cuadrado is doing the perfect things. Because the 2 players, goalkeeper and defender, are going low with a tackle and with the goalkeeper diving. So he was smart in a really moment of acceleration to watch Vlahovic and to lift that ball, to pitch that ball so that he's going higher, so that he's avoiding the 2 players. And Vlahovic is not putting that ball into the goal. And Vlahovic not putting that ball into the goal. Vlahovic, what's the name there? Chiesa, Danilo was really bad. No, of course, Jim. It's difficult to score that goal because your body is already too much up front. But probably the timing needs to be better there. No, the goal, from the moment he's up, he can't take it anymore. But there you need to understand the timing and where the ball is coming. And if you do that once and you miss that goal, but you were able in the last game to do well, then you forgive that one. But if this one is on top, then it starts really difficult to also defend him on that one. Then Cuadrado, I said about 2 players. Danilo is the third one that I didn't like at all today. A lot of mistakes, huh? Even unpressed. I don't know, he was maybe feeling the game too much. I don't know what was happening with Danilo. I'm not used to that kind of performance of Danilo. I was really, really shocked. Rabiot. Today, I can't say that Rabiot was great. I can't say that today Rabiot was bad. He scores a goal. He commits the penalty. But then he disappeared. And Di Maria as well totally disappeared. Huh? Miretti was okay. For me, if I have to put a top 3, but top 3 I'm exaggerating because top is an insult of what we saw today, to be honest. Huh? I would put Cuadrado. I would put Miretti. That's it. Locatelli. But really low, huh? Cuadrado, man of the match. Chesney, did he save great goals? I don't remember. I don't even remember. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah, but you see, Adbin is saying Locatelli was okay. That's what I think. Okay. Miretti, first half was not great. Second half, better. But also him, okay. Only Cuadrado. You see, I think that Gatti probably did much better than when he entered in the few minutes that he had at disposal than the team. Ronnie saying top 3, Cuadrado, Miretti, Rabiot. Even the penalty against him was soft. He's going on it, huh? He's going on it. Sasha, Cuadrado was definitely the only good player today. Can we say it? Cuadrado was the only good player today? Yeah, probably yes. Did I forget someone? Alexis J. Mariano, that was speaking about Vlahovic. Hold the play, non-existent. I agree with Mariano. It was really bad. No, but look, yesterday, yesterday, Allegri comes in a press conference and he says one thing. He says one thing. He said, "We don't go to Portugal to defend the 1-0 because if we defended the 1-0, it will be difficult. We go there because we want to score. Of course, there will be moments of the game where you will defend. Of course, there will be moments of the game where you have to manage the ball. Of course." Like Alexis was saying, sometimes we're able to manage the ball in a part of the game, but absolutely not enough. And I was not sure if I had to believe him or not. Telling you the truth, I was not sure. But you start the game and you play. And you know what is a really paradox for me that I don't understand? That when you are playing, okay, it's true, you probably risked a few attempts there in the first 10 minutes of the game, but you are rewarded with a goal. How it came, confusion moment, set piece, again, not something from open play, but again, these not open play goals, they are coming because you are up front. If you are all in your defense, forget about it. They will not arrive because you are not present there. So if you go up, you are rewarded. And sometimes you will hit the post. Sometimes you will not be able to go on target. Sometimes it will be cancelled because VAR. Sometimes the VAR will cancel it because the VAR was not there, like Salernitana. But at least you are rewarded in a way. You are rewarded. But Juventus, they play, they score that goal, and then Allegri decide with the team to stop. And this is wrong. And this is wrong. Because you are only at the 15th minute. Then, mentally, I can understand. I will tell you. Maybe it's unpopular or not. That after scoring that goal, that you have a reaction for Sporting that are aggregate 2 goals behind, it's normal. And you know it. And you can, and I can understand that for 2-3 minutes, you have a wave of Sporting that is going towards you. Because, guys, forget about it. It doesn't happen in football world that whatever, you go, or you have so much affinity with your team, the players are there, you have the best, and okay. But otherwise, it's a human reaction. You score that goal, you have 2 on aggregate up front, you have a few minutes where you say, okay, there will be a green and white wave. Okay. But the problem is that from that moment on, we are not able anymore to put our head out of the water. We are out of it. We can't anymore. And we are suffering because our team, we saw it so many times when they are pressed, especially like teams like Sporting that loves to have ball possession and with all their effective with their team, loves to go up on the field. You know that we are not able to go out of it. Juventus is not a team that is able to build from the back because the only solution is to go with high balls. But the problem is when you are pressed and you are there, you don't find the combinations to go out of it. Or you're lucky with a long ball and you go in counter-attack. But today we also saw that the few counter-attacks that we tried, well, we are isolated up front and we are 1 against 3. Today, the big pressing of Sporting took the breath out of Juventus. And when we tried to do a pressing, we were not even convinced about it. I made one picture that was significant, and from that moment on, I totally understood that it was over. That it was over for Juve. It's that picture. I will put it here, guys. Wait 1 second. It was at what time? I saved it at, let me check. It was at 9:51. Is that possible? It was first half then. Yeah, it was at the first half. First half. Look at that. I took that picture at first half, okay? What does it say at first half? Juventus is losing all their duels. 38% of duels won. Aerially, in the air, only 30%. 30% of aerial duels won in the first half. I don't know how we finished, but guys, if you see these numbers, these are scary. These are really, really scary. That means that the other one, they want to go for it. That means that they are showing that they want to go for the win, that they are there, that they want to win, that they are stronger than you, and that you don't believe in it. And that's really, really, really a pity. Rad, Beppe, we are content because this is the best we could get from a team that is dragging themselves to the end of the season. Look, Rad, I totally agree with you on that one. It has absolutely not been an easy season for the team. And I agree, that's probably the best that we have for a team that is dragging themselves. I totally understand. Now, you know that I analyze a game and I analyze what I saw today. Today I'm happy. You don't see it on my face, but I'm really happy. I'm really happy and proud that we are in semi-final. I want to continue. I want to go to the final. I want to win. That it's against Roma, that is, by the way, winning 4-1. Mamma mia. Congrats. So it will be, we already know the two semi-finals. Again, two other Italian teams in semi-final. If yesterday we discovered that it will be Inter, Milan, Manchester City against Real Madrid, here we have Juventus, Sevilla, Roma against Leverkusen. So Roma-Leverkusen will be a tough match, I believe, with Leverkusen really physically. Our game will be tough because we know that the kings of the competition are Sevilla. King Chiesa is asking me, Beppe, what are our chances to beat Sevilla and Roma at the final in Win the Cup? That's a really, really hard road. Well, first of all, I don't know if Roma will go to the final. Because again, Leverkusen is a solid physical team. But, so I don't know. I don't know if they will go through. Buonanotte, Steve. Good night. The most important was that we won. It's true. But game is to forget. Yeah, that's also true. RB comes. Juve should be favorite now. Favorite. RB comes. If you're looking at how we play, no. And look, that means that at the moment, if my calculations are good, we have at the moment 7 games in the month of May. At the moment. If you go to the final, you have 8 games. If you go to the final of Coppa Italia, you have 9 games. So it's not even that you can say, okay, in the month of May, we will be better. We will recuperate energies. We saw what happened in the month of April when it really counts, when it's hard. We started stressing. These 15 points that were temporarily given back to Juve, we don't even know if we will have them or not. We are playing against Napoli on Sunday without Bremer, probably. And you know it, Bremer in defense is the one that is actually creating that possibility to be a bit more solid with a 3-man. We play against Napoli, guys. We know it, what happened in their home. They deserve to trash and smash us. So it will be still long, still long with ups and downs. RB saying, Beppe, yeah, but Roma, Sevilla, Leverkusen, Juve should be favorite, of course. But you have the reality and you have on paper. On paper, Juventus should be favorite. Yeah, in the last 4, Juventus should be favorite. If we were able to beat Roma in the first game in Serie A, the second game we lost against them 1-0. We all remember that game. Juve Roma is always difficult. Sevilla, it's really difficult, especially now after beating Manchester United 3-0. They are full of confidence. 3-0 is a big one. It's a big one, especially because they were losing 2-0 before coming back on 2-2 in the home game. So in terms of motivation, they are masters of that competition. They believe that everything they do, they will win. So it's a team that is never giving up. Will be tough. Riccardo, grazie Riccardo. Beppe, I have aged 10 years today. Not only you. Today, I tell you, for me was harsh, really harsh. I'm happy I'm not alone. I'm happy. Mamma mia, we love Juve no matter what they do to us. Family. Well, at the end, this is an important message. Okay, I have a question. I have a question for you guys. After today, off and on the field. So, on and off the field. Off the field is the 15 points, with Juventus fighting for it. Difficult moment, knowing it only today, but disaster performance, and in another way, not only disaster performance, but in a way, we also qualify to the semi-final. How do we need to feel proud of the team? Proud of you. Let's say proud of Juventus. Everyone, management, and everyone. Proud of Juventus or frustrated for the performance. Yeah, I put two choices, guys. I don't know. I don't even know what's right. I want to have something, an answer, but I don't know how to formulate it because I'm really tired. I'm exhausted. But thank you, Rick. Thank you, Rick. Thank you to Attenzione, because I saw something else happening in the chat. Salcat offering 5 memberships. Grande Salcat. Look, 10 memberships of Mohamed Youssef, 5 from Salcat. We received 15 memberships on the channel. At least we received them. I know they are also temporary. They are valid for 1 month. But 15, guys. 15. Perfect. I'm tired. I'm really tired. I'm tired. Red card Mancini. Who is Mancini? The coach of the national team. Or the player. And the week is not over. And the week is not over. Because we still have on Sunday Napoli. That I will do the watch along here on this channel. Mamma mia. Frustrated for this season. With our feet to the ground, but relieved. Always proud of Juve. Dospi with a fantastic sticker. Thank you, Dospi. Really appreciate it, Dospi. Beautiful sticker. Apparently the message was retracted. I'm not sure if it worked or not, but I saw it. I saw it. Maximo Flies Bogdan. Mancini Roma. Mancini Roma. Red on Jimenez, made on Mancini. I'm happy that it is us, Sevilla, and not Manchester United. I know that a lot of people are living in the UK. They are happy, in a way, because, of course, losing against a team that is in your country is absolutely not great. The result, I'm sad for Union Saint-Gilloise, by the way. I'm really sad for Union Saint-Gilloise. The team, a lot of similarities between two teams. Are living really close to me, or I'm living close to Union Saint-Gilloise. They lost bad today, Who did Is there someone I didn't read a lot? King Chiesa, frustrated from the season. Stavros, both. Samir, red card. Had been, luckily, was 420, so not that stressed. It's true. It's true. It was 420. Guys, pay attention. Depending where you're living, sometimes it's a load, sometimes not. And now I understand the joke. Today, a lot of people, they said, I don't know. I think we did well, Berardi, playing a high-pressing Sporting at home. We made mistakes, but we persevered. And maybe I need to watch the game again. Am I exaggerating? Tell me in the chat. Easy. Yes or no? Am I exaggerating the bad performance of Juve because I'm tired and maybe I didn't really watch the game as I usually do and I was not really open for it, or I'm right that I'm happy. We are in the semi-final. It's long time. I don't want to regret that I didn't celebrate enough, because I remember in a lot of times we don't celebrate even Scudetti, and then you forget about it. You say, it's normal to win Scudetti, and when you don't have them anymore, you cry. So I want to know with a yes or no if I'm exaggerating. The performance was not good today. BT saying yes. I was not expecting something else from you, BT. Aldo, no. Alexander, no. Sir Raz, no. Aldo, no. Steve Slick, no. We were really trash, Beppe. Up. King Chiesa, no. Radovan, no. It was frustrating from Aldo. Luca, no. They were really bad today. Shatterstar, no. The performance was awful. Zerdest, that is called Miretti20 on Twitch, no, not at all. Okay, I think that I received the answer. Except of BT, she will be the last one to give up on saying we, but I knew it. But except of BT, Peter is saying yes, Beppe. This is Juve all season. We prefer to suffer in most games, but we still win. Peter, I need to correct you on that one. Partially, you're true, but on the other side, we lost 7 times in Serie A. We lost 7 times in Serie A. Plus, we lost against Paris Saint-Germain twice, and we are at 9. We lost against Benfica twice, and we are at 11. We lost versus Maccabi Haifa once, and we are at 12. Did I forget something? In Coppa Italia, we never lost, and I hope we will never lose. In Europa League, we didn't lose. 12 losses are a lot for Juve. 7 in Serie A is a lot. And the season is not over. So let me read the comment of Steve Slick. Grande. Thank you, Steve. Steve, that is telling us, Beppe, today is a good day. Steve starting with today is a good day. I'm scared for the rest of the message. I will stop the negative commentary now. Forza Juve, we are in the semi. Let's keep winning. Be it pretty or ugly, but just win. Forza Juve. There is not even a second part to the message. I was really scared. So actually, it's a beautiful, nice message. Thank you, Steve. Really appreciate it, my friend. Hey, guys, you see, this time you were able to make me smile. I was tired today. I was really tired today. We lived through Salernitana, it's true, sir. Why is Jim saying Real Madrid? Union Saint-Gilloise story is amazing. Yeah. It's really a fantastic, beautiful story. Yeah. M-Key becoming a new member on the channel. We didn't even say thank you to M-Key. Today I try to be really up to date with all the messages. Thank you, M-Key. Really. MK. Karim, both. Really. We need to be both. The reason why I said Grande Allegri was because his reaction. He's a true Juventino. On that one, had been... We can't deny it. We can't deny it. The love that he has for the team. The way he acted, especially, and the way that he stepped up, especially after the 15 points back. I will personally never disrespect someone that respected us, the club, and defended the club so much. Then that doesn't mean because I respect that I can't criticize correctly and trying to be objective with my idea that can be sometimes right, sometimes wrong. But disrespecting, I would never. I would never. There are some people that even if bad, whatever, they deserve to be respected. And for what Allegri did, especially from the 15 points, he deserved, I believe, until the day he's doing something bad, and I don't believe so because he's a smart man, my total respect. And I believe our total respect. Hey guys, sometimes we need also to recognize some people that deserve it and some people not. MK, what can I say, Beppe? Us Juve fans, we are a bunch of masochistic fans. It's true. It's true. Thomas, we needed a Union Saint-Gilloise final and call it the 1st of November 1897. You know, it's not only because both teams were founded on the same date, the 1st of November 1897, but also Union Saint-Gilloise is playing in blue and yellow. What is blue and yellow? It's the color of the city of Torino. You know that we are playing a lot of times also in yellow or blue because we are representing the colors of Torino. That and also it's a European team. There was a third similarity between two teams, but I forgot. So there were like 3 touching points between it. Win is a win. Massaro. I agree. I don't know what I did to you guys. Huh? I don't know what I did to you, but today I was expecting like a lot of angry people. And today you are telling me, Beppe, calm down. We are in semi-final. We need to be more happy than angry. Rico Franchi, considering how dreadful this season could have been, things are going well. But I had personally other expectations when we were doing Here We Fly. The week that we signed and announced Di Maria, Paul Pogba and Bremer. You remember it was like boom, boom, boom. The 3 of them in 1 week, I believe. I had totally different expectations of this season. Especially because we came from a season that was a total disaster. But after the injuries, immediately, after postponing the comeback of Federico Chiesa, that is still not 100% mentally there. After this, you start already understanding, attenzione mamma mia. The start of the season is a total disaster. You remember how much I said, you remember how many times I said, don't flop the start of the season. Because this is one of the things that Allegri flops from time to time, is his starts of seasons. And when you know that last season, because of a really flop start of the season, with all the excuses of the world, you were never able to recuperate them. And you needed to have a Serie A of running, chasing. We committed the same mistake this season. A really bad start, totally out of form players, not understanding really yet what is the formation. Allegri didn't want to change. He wanted to insist on that 4-man defense in the beginning. He was not believing in the team in the beginning. Clearly, he was not believing in the project of the team being able to do it. And then you receive that, you are out of the Champions League. So I believe that until November, all the faults are towards us. Not structured well team, and we are speaking about management. Injuries. Allegri missing entirely the preseason. Then you have these 15 points that are taken back, and then you start having a Juventus that, after suffering a bit mentally about that injustice, let's call it what it is, they start to react and to make us proud. From that moment on, I can tell, yes, Rico, because we are third in Serie A and we are in semi-final of a European competition. Now we are complaining, now we are saying, yeah, but it's Europa League. But when was the last time that we arrived in a semi-final of the Europa League? If I'm not wrong, if my calculations are right, it was 2014, 2015? No, because we went in Champions League final. Was it 2013-14 or was it 12-13? No, it's true, I forgot. No, it's true, I forgot. Semi-final, mamma mia. I was comparing with Europa League, but of course there were two big finals of Champions League. But it's true that it was 2017. It was 2017. So it's already 6 years ago, huh, guys, that we were not able to reach it. Abai is saying, Beppe, wait, where is the message of Abai? In the meanwhile, it's just getting old of having to say I'm happy for the win, but not for the performance too much lately. Probably yes. I don't love his style of football, but I do love Allegri, the real Juventino, I believe, yes. Semi-final is a semi-final, of course, but we need to go through. Abai, I can be angry for you if you need, Beppe. Thank you, Abai. Abai doesn't want me to be angry. Let me just take away that chair, because you know that in the evening it starts to be a bit more cold, and then, wait, I'm just here. I don't leave you. Oh, was a bit more cold, huh? Was a bit more cold. Oh, a bit better. Dybala. But I don't care about the other teams. Of course, I will watch by pure curiosity. I tell you the truth, I'm not angry, of course. I'm not hating. I'm happy that he's doing well. Of course, if I tell you the truth, I would have been more happy if Roma would be eliminated today. Why? Because I would be pissed off if we go into the final Juve Roma and we don't make it. I don't want guys. I don't want that. Would be horror because then I know already what will happen, huh? Because you are playing 11 versus 11 in the start of the game. You are playing with how much? 16 versus 16 if you are doing all the changes. You are playing technical staff and a technical staff. A club versus a club. You have so many factors, but people will say it's because we sold Dybala. And I would be pissed off, just to, and if I know how Juventus is acting in finals, I'm scared. So I would have been happy if they would have been eliminated today, especially after how they acted and behaved in the game that we lost 1-0 in their home. I don't forget that game, and that was totally disgusting. So, no, you know that I don't care about Italian football. For me, it's blah blah. Because a lot of people are saying now, but it's good for Italian football. Italian football is back. One season for me means nothing. I tell you what I believe. Then I respect everyone's opinion. But if you are taking the big picture, one season means totally nothing. This year it's Italy. Last year it's Spain. 2 years ago it was England. 3 years ago it will be Germany. You have cycles. You have a bit of luck or whatever. Good. Consistency. Now you see Manchester City for, I believe it's the third year in a row that they achieved the semi-final. Okay, now we can speak about Manchester City being a real serious contender of and consistent contender of Champions League. They are big favorites. Real Madrid is a real consistent one. But it's true that if you are a neutral and you are watching without paying attention of consistency, you are watching at this season, you say, attenzione, Italian football is back because you have two Italian teams in Champions League semi-final, 2 Italian teams that are in semi-final of Europa League, and if I'm not wrong, you also have Fiorentina that is going to the semi-final of the Conference League. So you say Italian football is back. But Italian football is not only the result that you are doing on the field in one specific season, it's also all the rest. Go on Troll Football on Twitter and you see that they are mocking Italy. And one day they are taking away 15 points from Juve. And one day they are giving it back. And then Juve is treated as a criminal because they, whatever happens, they are cheated. Then they go back with Calciopoli documentaries on television, and everyone is insulting everyone. Because the other ones, they say, no, but we are saints. We never did anything. It's Juve. You see, it's Juve that did this. Not only Juve, But then they have to take a decision and they postpone. They don't want to take the decision. And then they take away 15 points without real motive. And now they say, you know what, we'll try to take them away -9. The stadiums are the stadiums, guys. Yesterday I was hearing the Belgian sport commentator. He said when Inter fans were jumping, he said, Mamma mia, I never saw the Giuseppe Meazza San Siro shaking like that. I hope that the architect in 1990, when they opened the stadium, he was already thinking that the stadium would still be there in 2023 and that they would play a semi-final of Champions League and that it's resistant enough. Of course, he was speaking as a joke. He was joking, was happy actually. He was saying how great the tifo of Inter was yesterday after that 3-1. But what does that mean? The guy is speaking about the stadium done 33 years ago, and the stadium is still there, and they are wishing that they organize 2032, so it means 10 more years from now on, or 9, whatever. So that means that these stadiums will be there for 50 years nearly, without any impactful renovation. Italy is back. Italy is back where? No. If you want me to be proud about Serie A and Italy really being back, then we have to solve a lot of things. We have, first of all, to stop shooting in ourselves. We need to stop putting dirt on Juventus, the Italian team. By the way, 58% said we have to be proud of Juve, so that's what we will do. We had to rework on the youth system in Italy. We need again to qualify to World Cup. We need again to be proud of watching an Italian football game of Serie A, which at the moment is not happening a lot. And this is also Juve, the way of playing, how you propose football. So it's not only the other ones that are at fault, it's ourselves as well. There are a lot of steps before we can say Italian football is back. On the result, in Europe this year, Italian football did much better than a lot of times. So, buonanotte Aldo. So on that one, yeah, I agree. I hope, honestly, you don't believe me maybe because I always say against Italian clubs in other in European competition, but I would love that Italian football, Serie A, is back because I don't speak a lot about it. Because of what they do, because they are disgusting, because they are corrupt, because whatever you want to. But it's the league that I love the most, and it will always be like that. You know, that hate and love feeling. I lived through the 90s, the glory of Italian football. I would be super proud if we are back. But today I see Italian clubs that are overachieving more than an Italian system that grew. And then, guys, if I have to celebrate Napoli winning the Champions League while they are insulting Juventus from day to night, I know. If I have to see that today Milan and Inter fans, they are shaking hands because after a banter era, they are back again, they raised and they fought hard, and it's the beauty of the picture of Materazzi and Rui Costa that we will see again, and it's great, and they are hugging each other. because they were able to raise and to stand up again after difficult times. But when I was insulted in 15 and they were celebrating the elimination of Juventus against Barcelona, I didn't hear fantastic Juve. You raised back from Serie B, eh? From Serie B, selling all your players, being the third best team in Europe for income, and finishing 11th at the time before we started, and we never achieved it anymore. Eh? We dropped, by the way, in terms of income, because now look at all the teams, how much income more they have. So we lost that battle there. They took everything away from us from Serie B, and we needed to start back. Arriving in Serie A, losing Ibrahimovic, Cannavaro, Zambrotta, Thuram, Vieira, Emerson. Second and third when we went back in Serie A. Grinta more than something else. Then 2 times seventh because of all the difficulties. Generation change, management changed. We arrive and we win 9 years in a row, but in the meanwhile we win the Scudetto. The year after we go in Champions League, we win against Chelsea that was winner. I don't remember a lot of applauses from the anti-Juve fans. No, they were happy that we were eliminated. They were celebrating in 2017. They were playing with fireworks, the Napoli fans. Inter, they still continue to call us that we are Juventus. They are still continuing to say, instead of saying thank you to Juve, because with Juventus they would have continued to flop, huh? No, they continue to say that we are thieves and that they are saints. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm happy when an Italian team is out of Europa League or Champions League or Conference League. I'm sorry. If I need to finish on the paper as a racist club and people are consciously cutting in and out parts of my videos to let me tell things that I never said because I was even praising people that are supporting other clubs and so on, manipulating it because I'm a Juve person, because they wanted to hurt me, because I'm a Juve person. Sorry, huh? Especially because I don't like other clubs. But I'm friend with Uncle Sharma, with Martino that is supporting Milan, with Wayne in Rome. I invite them on the channel. I respect the persons that are supporting other clubs. Absolutely yes. Or I try to say on the channel, respect other persons. Don't go with insult. This is the message that I always try to say on the channel. Banter between clubs, I love it, and you need to laugh. How many times did you heard me say, like insults to other teams? Never. And then you tell me, but it's good. Hopefully, Milan or Inter will win the Champions League. No. Maybe in 5 years, if one day I will start seeing other clubs saying, we are happy again also for Juventus after all they went through and so on, that they are able to win, I will say yes. But until then, no. Today, they were angry, They were angry that we received back our 15 points. They don't know about the case, and it's totally normal, It's totally normal, guys. I don't know what it... that there are the investigators that are looking at the case of Osimhen. That a lot of other clubs, they are investigated at the moment. Milan for the change of property. Other clubs for swaps of players. Roma is also there. Lazio is also there. I'm not taking care of reading, but I'm also not saying they are guilty. I don't know. I'm not informed enough. I'm just telling you the Osimhen case is as clear because it's an evidence. That's what I told you about Napoli. But except of that, I don't speak about it continuously. I don't speak about it. I don't speak. How many times did you hear me explaining you that the two Scudetti that Napoli won, both of them are strange. I never explained you these stories from the 80s. One, they won with the change of the PP bottle. You know what is the PP bottle? Anti-doping tests. Anti-doping test. Maradona was changing the PP in the doping so that he was not recognized of taking drugs. That's how they won one Scudetto. The second one. The first one was even more bizarre. You know how precisely, you know how they won one Scudetto Napoli? It's true, huh? You don't know. You are young. They won one Scudetto with Milan and Napoli race. Big race between both of them. Race. One up, one down, one up, one down. All season long. Even if I believe at a certain moment Napoli took a big of distance, but then they lost. Milan recuperated. Well, it was a big duel. And in one of the last games of the season, it was not yet the last game of the season, something really strange happened on that day because Napoli was playing a game against a team. I believe that Milan I think it was 1-1. I need to read again. But anyway, I need to read. It's a really long time ago. But what happened in the Napoli stadium, it was not the last day of the Serie A, but it was there, the three last days. What happened is that at a certain moment, a fan from another team that was in the stands, he's throwing la monetina, a coin, you know, money, a coin, on the stadium. It goes on the head of a player of Napoli. The player of Napoli is falling on the ground, and actually the doctors are coming in, and what is happening? The player wants to get up. He wants to continue. They obliged him to stay on the ground, and we clearly have the images. We all know about it. I will try to read again, because I remember it's a long time ago. And what happened? They took him to the hospital. He wanted to go out of the hospital. They said no. They said, you are injured. You have to stay there. But the guy had nothing. And the day after, he said also to the microphone that he was not feeling well, that he had a commotion on the brain, and so on. What they did, because they didn't win that game, they penalized the other team because they gave actually 3-0 to Napoli. That's how they took back the lead of Milan, and they did something really strange to Milan, that the other game, or Milan was really angry. Really angry, and they totally lost their nerve, and they had I don't know how many red cards in another game. I will read again. No, it's true, Abai. I will read again because it's a bit confused what I'm telling you, but what you need to understand is that in the 3 last games of Serie A, big battle, Milan-Napoli. Milan was in their side. There was a game, Napoli against, I don't remember what team. They threw a coin. It touched the player. The player was doing okay. The doctor said, stay on the ground. Do as if you are totally the player. He did it. He came out. They took him to the hospital. He was okay. They took him to the hospital, and they actually made sure that he lied. How do we know that he lied? Not because I think that he lied. No, because he said it himself. A few years later, when he was at Atalanta, and I believe it was Napoli-Atalanta, when the coin. I need to check back. I will come back on that story. Well, he said, they obliged me to say that. I was feeling okay. I was obliged to say that. And this is how they won their first Scudetto. I tell you the truth, guys. Search back. La Monettina, if you don't believe me. Wait. Scudetto. No, it's long. It's like 50 years ago. No, maybe I'm exaggerated. Scudetto Monettina Napoli. Look. La Monettina di Alemao, Atalanta-Napoli. You see that I'm not lying to you? It was Atalanta-Napoli. Because then the player that had the thing, he was transferred a few years later to Atalanta, and when he was playing with them, that's why he said it. He said, yeah, I lied. La Serie A 89-90, in 89-90, the first scudetto of Napoli, they won. Una vittoria a tavolino lanciò i partenopei di Bigon verso il titolo. A victory on the court, actually. A tavolino, it means off the field to win. You know, that 3-0 is launching Bigon, that was at the time from the Napoli, towards the title. And they explain all the thing. And by the way, you know who was the general director? It was Luciano Moji, by the way, just to tell you. But they are explaining all the story here. All the story. Stai giù. What does that mean, stai giù? Remain on the ground. Remain on the ground. Stai giù. So, look. It's a long story, It's a really, I don't want to read everything now, but it's really long. But I can read if you want to, Wait. Here they're speaking about the 19th day. Look. Milan is coming back with 7 victories in a row. They are only at 3 points from Napoli. The team of Sacchi, Milan, looks like they put the 5th speed with the car. And at the 24th match day of Serie A, they are equal to Napoli at the ranking of Serie A, dominating the head-to-head game, 3-0 in the Meazza with goals of Massaro, Maldini and Van Basten. So you have the head-to-head on the 24th day. They win 3-0. They show their superiority. On the wings of the enthusiasm, 2 match days later, they are even surpassing Napoli with the Rossoneri, Milan, that is actually beating Roma with a 4-0. And they go at +2. You have to remember that back then, the victory was 2 points, not 3. It was 2 points. I continue or I stop that story? Do you want to know or I stop? Let me know the first sensations, guys. If you want to stop, I can stop. Otherwise, we continue. Okay, so andiamo. Abaye wants to know. And the other ones, they fall asleep. Continue, of course. Dai. Okay, let's go. We continue. Okay. So you have to imagine, Napoli never won the Scudetto. They are. I didn't even start all the story, because here you have Napoli that is taking the lead, really playing well, blah, blah, blah. They have Maradona and so on and so on. But I tell you, from the moment, the 19th, where they beat Napoli and they are equal. At a few days later, 2 days later, so the 21st match day, they are going over Napoli because they beat Roma 4-0. Sorry, at the 24th. No, guys. Wait, now I lost where I was. Where was I? Wait. Here. La squadra di Sacchi have the 5th speed, okay, +2. Looks like they are going towards winning the Scudetto. But attenzione, because new theater thing. The Juventus of Dino Zoff, with a fantastic Rui Barros, beats Milan 3-0 in Torino at the 28th match day. Napoli needs only a draw 1-1, because that's what they are doing against Lecce, to come back at -1 of Milan. Okay? So Juve beating Milan 3-0, 1-1 in Napoli, and they are at -1, because again, the draw was 1 point, the victory was 2 points. Milan is now paying off, or actually it's paying and is feeling the consequences of that big remontada, and they fall for the second consecutive games against Inter that is beating them 3-1. And they are actually undermining the dreams of Scudetto of the cousins. But in the same time, Napoli is losing against Genoa against Sampdoria. So that means that this day, both of the teams are losing. So everything will need to be decided in the final rush. With, at the moment, the ranking that is saying Milan 42 points, Napoli 31. At the 30th match day, 2 wins. Lecce for the Rossoneri and Napoli winning against Juve. So that means that they continue to win. And all of them are still believing in the dreams of Scudetti. But now we arrive at the story. At the terzultima gara. That means I don't know how you say in English. Still 3 days to play. Still 3 days to play in Serie A. Milan is playing against Bologna out of home. Napoli is playing against Atalanta. Both games are quite difficult, and the field is confirming it. It is the 8th of April 1990. Milan is closing the game with a 0-0 against Bologna. And looks like the same result will happen in the game of Napoli against Atalanta. But there are still 10 minutes to play. It's still 0-0 in the stadium there. Still 0-0. And that's where the moment is pushing history of Maradona and teams toward the Scudetto. Because, look at what's written here. Between the whistles and the ululati is the racist whistle, the midfielder, the Brazilian midfielder, Alemão, is hit on the head by a small coin of 100 lira from the stands, and he's falling on the ground. The player is brought off the field, on the sideline, and is helped by the medical staff of Napoli. One of the massaggiatori, the one that doing the massage, that is called Carmando. Looks like, and everyone has the feeling, that he's ready to come back on the field. But, surprise! As shown by the images, Carmando, so it's a proven fact, Carmando is inviting the player to stay on the ground. Stai giù, is telling him, is intimidating him. You stay on the ground. Images are showing that. And that's how the player is saying that he's not ready to play again the game and is leaving the field. Zola is entering because there is a substitution, while it's 0-0 and the game is finished 0-0. The game finished 0-0, so Napoli didn't win. The result is considered sub judice. What does that mean? That the result will have to be discussed in court because of the off-the-field, what happened with the monetina, with the coin. Waiting for the appeal from the Napoli team against the sporting justice, the midfielder is going to the hospital. The president, at the time, Corrado Ferlaino, from Napoli, he goes out of the hospital and he says, "Are you ready? Ready, eh? Are you ready?" So the president is going to the hospital to visit the player, president of Napoli, Corrado Ferlaino, is going out and he's saying, Il giocatore non mi ha riconosciuto. The player didn't recognize me. That's what they said. The player didn't recognize me. That's what he said. The bad physical condition of the Brazilian player has been denied later from a player of Atalanta that was also him at the hospital to do some post-game exams. The player of Atalanta said, look, Alemão, he was saying to everyone, you are crazy, you are crazy. He was screaming and yelling against everyone because he wanted to go out of the hospital because he was saying, I had nothing, I have nothing, I have nothing. Let me go out of the hospital. I am okay, I feel well, I have no problems. That's true, huh? That's what happened, huh? It's really what happened. After a few hours, the Napoli player can go home and he's defending himself. He said, I feel hurt, but inside, I feel offended. I never thought to actually go with a farce to modify the draw in a win in the court for my team. I am not a liar. I didn't fake my injury. In the stadium of Bergamo, I felt really, really, really bad. From the stands there, a lot of coins were thrown. If I would have taken all the coins, I would be rich. So, attenzione. What he's saying there, I explained because probably I translated a bit bad. So, the president, look at the Italian crazy story. Huh? The president goes to the player at the hospital. The president goes out and he says to the microphones, the player didn't recognize me. A few hours later, there was an Atalanta player also in a hospital there, and he's saying to everyone, look, lies, because I was hearing from my room. I was hearing, and the guy said, I'm feeling super well, I'm feeling 100% okay, I want to go out of the hospital, let me go out of the hospital, I feel clean, I feel honest, I feel good, okay, I'm healthy, let me go out. But when he goes out, Alemão, the player of Napoli, he said, look, I feel hurt inside because of the words of the Atalanta player, because never I would have lied about something like that. I really felt bad in the stadium of Atalanta because they are throwing a lot of coins, and if I would have taken them, I would have been rich today. It's not over, attenzione. Also, Luciano Moji is going to help and to support his player. The most normal thing that you have to do when a player is hurt is to ask him to lay on the ground. What should they have done? Heal the player when he was on his feet. Even a boxer that feels a bit like this, a bit dizzy, he wants to continue. It even is an evidence more that he was actually in a confusional state. But I am already aware that on that case there will be a lot of jokes. For these 2 points that they will probably give us in court that are absolutely correct that they give us to us. But we will see what will happen, and we will show on the field that we are stronger than Milan. So there were a lot of controversy after this episode because it was clear that they were trying to, because they did 0-0 on the game, they wanted to win it off the field, so they were really trying to do it. Big violent words, blah, 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 controversial. And then In the end, they won that game 2-0. Not playing, of course, but in court. You remember that Milan did 0-0 and that Napoli received these 2 points in court. That means that Napoli is equalizing Milan in the top of the ranking. But in the game before the last one of Serie A, what happens? Milan lose against Fatal Verona 2-1, while Napoli is winning 4-2 against Bologna. And that's where they go up. Le polemiche fuorché a porto sia possibile perché i rossoneri particolarmente nervosi a Bergamo subiscono ben 3 espulsioni. You see, in that game where Milan, that's why I remember, I was a bit confused. In that game where they were really pissed off, what happens? Where Milan lose 2-1, there were 3 red cards for Milan, deserved, because they were really nervous about, Napoli equalizing them because of that 2-0 on court and so on. 3-0, blah, 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 blah. And then the rest of the story. I didn't explain the story well because I was reading, translating. But guys, what does that mean? That Napoli won 2 Scudetto. One with the Monetina, faking a player that was injured on the ground that wanted to continue. And the doctor said, stay there. Wait. I even forgot. The most important thing, because then, guys, what did the player said when he was transferred a few years later? He said, I was a player of Napoli. That time, I listened as a professional player to what they told me to say. It's true that it hurted me, the coin, but I listened to what they told me to say as a real professionalist. That's important. Otherwise, we are not complete with the story. So one Scudetto, they won it with a Monetina, with that fake injury. And the second one with the urine change to avoid anti-doping test. How many times did we speak about this story here on the channel saying, hey, you are cheaters, Napoli cheat? Never. This year, they totally deserve it, Totally. They played fantastically well. They will probably beat us on Sunday if they continue to play like they do and if we play as we do. But, again, 0 opponents behind them with an alternated league. With even other teams, they don't know if they are in Champions League, not in Champions League, top 4, not top 4. It's strange, You know what we said since the beginning of the season? We said, Napoli deserved to win. Do we like Napoli? No. Do I like Napoli? No. Do they deserve to win? Yes. Did they play a fantastic Serie A at the moment? Yes. I didn't go in, but you only win because you had no opponent. Guys, opponents or no opponents, let's be true. Let's be serious. They deserve to win this season Serie A. Until now, then what happens in the last 9 games, I don't know. But until today, they deserve. We have to be objective sometimes. Why all that story? Because I believe, guys, it's important to know their own history of your club, also to understand history of Italian football, and I'm bored. I'm annoyed to always being called a cheater for this, a cheater for that, a cheater for this. Now look, Juventus received back temporarily the 15 points, and they are all. Juventus is guilty, without informing, without knowing. When I want to know about Milan, I know the story of Milan. I know the history of Inter. I know that Inter, we are speaking, guys. Inter, they won a Scudetto in 71. They won a Scudetto in 1980. They won a Scudetto in 89. So it's nearly one every 9 years. Then from 89, they didn't win anymore until 2006. That's 16 years without winning a Scudetto. But what happened? It's Moratti. He came in 95. The father of Moratti, he won the Champions League. He won Serie A. So the son in 95, he wanted to emulate the father. He wanted to do as good as that. And he was pumping in money, with coaches that were changed, with a strange transfer decision, with Roberto Carlos. He was not disciplined enough. He was not good enough. So they change him and they go for Pistone. Who is one of the best FIFA foot cards of FIFA 23? Roberto Carlos. I don't remember seeing the FUT card of Pistone. Who is Pistone, guys? Pirlo. They change him for Guilherme Pietro. Do you ever heard about Guilherme Pietro? Seedorf. They send him away and they take Coco. They take our second goalkeeper, Carini. But they give us Cannavaro that becomes Ballon d'Or winner. Most money spent, bad transfers, coaches, here, in, out, and they never win. But in that time lapse from 89 that they won their last Scudetto until 2006, everyone is winning the league. Juve, Milan, Napoli, Roma, Lazio, Sampdoria. Everyone except of Inter. They even try with players on the field like Recoba without a valid passport to play, but they fake the passport. And when they go in front of the Tribunale, you have the president of Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio, back then Carraro, the Gravina of today, Carraro, he says, I don't send Inter that has spent 600 billions of lira, I don't send Inter and Moratti in Serie B because they have spent so much. This is literally the words that has been said. Not because they cheated with passport or not, no. Because they were the big spenders and that's why they didn't go to Serie B. So, the problem is that today, the other teams, they don't understand what is happening to Juve. They see big titles and they insult you for being a cheater. But what is worse is that they don't even know their own history. So if I want to speak about Napoli, about Inter, about Milan, I try to pay attention that I know what I'm speaking about. Otherwise, I can't speak, I can't have a conversation. And even if I know the story, I don't call them cheaters or whatever. History is history, guys. I don't like you, I don't celebrate for you, I don't cheer for you in European competition. But how many times did you see me speaking bad about other teams? I focus on my own team. And the other ones, they're frustrated. And Juve, and when you ask, when you try to have a debate, why? Tell me why. They don't know. They don't know. Milan, guys. Milan, they did exactly the same as Juventus in Calciopoli. So what did Juventus, what did Moji do? Why has Moji been condemned and Juventus by consequence? Because Moji was calling with the referees, which everyone was doing. Were you allowed to call with a referee? Yes. Moji was saying, I don't want that or that referee anymore. Could you do it? No, you couldn't. And this is actually seen as a violence against the rule, because you are in a way saying, I don't want him, I don't want him, I don't want him. Direct contact between Moji and referees. Milan was smarter, because Milan, instead of Galliani calling with the referees, they had a in-between person, external person that was taking care of having the contacts with the referees, responsible for referees. That's what it was called, Meani. And what he was doing was actually doing exactly the same. Exactly the same. But as there was not a direct link, because it was not Galliani that was calling, well, Milan didn't go in Serie B. But they received deduction points, but they were not going in Serie B. So when they are telling you, we are clean, we are clean. Speaking about changing, having a revolution of Italian football, when Berlusconi came and took over, Berlusconi went, he bought immediately all the big players, Rijkaard, Gullit, Van Basten, the other Italian player that had a lot of injuries, fantastic player, Gentile, Lentini, fantastic player. Well, they went with helicopters, changing, and they were winning, spending, boom, 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 doing a bit of Chelsea, because now it's easy to criticize Chelsea, Ted Bulli. Milan did the same, Milan did the same, exactly the same. The difference is that they were winning. Chelsea not yet. But a lot of story. Milan has a lot of story like that. A lot of stories like that. Yes. Don't believe that they are all saints. Don't believe that. Don't believe that. There are a lot of stories. Milan undercover stories. Inter, Juve, Lazio, Roma, Napoli. But it's strange, Napoli, they won twice the Scudetto. One because of the urine, cocaina, and the other one because of the fake story of La Monetina. But, Radovan, the Calcio history is something fantastic. It's beautiful and so on. But first of all, I need to remember, because then they come up. But guys, I have a lot of books, You know that I have a lot of books, I read a lot. I have not only Juve, I have Alex Ferguson, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Cristiano Ronaldo, the story of Cristiano Ronaldo. I have legends of football clubs in all around the world. I love to read, to inform about the stories. Look, this, guys, this is a fantastic book. What does that mean? You all know what it means. It's true, Calcio, je t'aime. With not only Juve, the golden ages of, look, Ravanelli, Gallas, Dugarry. Fantastic stories. Fantastic. Not a lot of images, of course, but a lot of stories of all the clubs and so on. It's beautiful. Look, the quotes and the story of Vialli. That's really beautiful, guys. Really, seriously, This one, I bought it in Italy when I was in Torino, and there are actually a lot of quotes, but it's a quote that is opening a story. So you have like 99 stories of football, not only Italian football, but stories about football, sport, and so on. Really beautiful written. I didn't finish it yet. beautiful quotes as well. Huh? Look, a hungry stomach, empty pockets, and broken hearts can teach you the best lessons in life. It's beautiful. But then this quote has a story, and they explain, here they are speaking about Sydney, 2000, Pierre de Coubertin. And it's like mini stories of like 2 or 3 pages. Yeah, I don't know. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening. I don't understand why. Because then it's easier, of course. Makes sense. Makes sense. Then you cut much faster. A tree, 1 tree. Okay. No, it makes sense. It makes sense. Beautiful stories, really. And now I go, but I really like the stories of football and so on and so on. Yeah, BT. No, it makes totally sense. I didn't understand a tree, like 1 tree. I was like, if you have to go fast, if you are losing too much time, but of course, if you are preparing, you are going faster. Preparation, but it's beautiful, huh? Yeah. But you have like 99 stories about sport in general, anecdotes. I really like them. Which one? I read like the first 3, I believe, when I was in the plane. Then I fell asleep. I don't. The problem is I start to be old. I don't remember all of the things. Boop. I remember there was a really beautiful one. I need to read it again. It's a pity that it's not in English. That I could just reading instead of because sometimes I need to translate. If I'm tired, then I like the story of Napoli, then it starts to be a disaster. Anyway, guys, we are speaking about nothing here. By the way, Roma won 4-1, so they go into the final. Congratulations to them. Tomorrow I need to prepare the live with Joe Montemurro. Guys, if tomorrow you have time, it's a bit later in the evening. It's 7 p.m. Italian time. Guys, we are 200 here. If you join, like at 7 p.m., it's 30 minutes with the coach. Then I remain 30 minutes alone to speak about women football. Guys, if you are there, join Twitch Juventus. The coach, he's English speaking. We are doing the live in Italian because sometimes, we are missing question in English. But if you are there, just come, ask a question to the coach, Joe Montemurro. It's not here. It's on Juventus Twitch. But it's free, eh? You don't need to do anything. You just go on Juventus Twitch or Twitch Juventus. At 7 p.m., I'm with the coach. We are preparing Roma, Juve. Big game. And you can ask about a player, about him. We are doing it every week. Grande Shervin. Frederick, letting Dybala go is the biggest mistake in recent time. For me, no. No, it's like, how can I say? If I would be with, I don't know, how can I say? Michel, stop, Michel, stop. Yeah, every time, Michelle, boom, up, basta. Speak about here. See, look, the last 20 messages is 16 from Michelle. Speaking with the chat. Okay, let's continue. Um, I'm trying to find. You don't have a lot of beautiful wives, or I mean, women in my head like just like this. I don't know. Um, I'm trying to find, the first name of a really beautiful, great women. Um, I don't know because I only love my wife. That's why. Uh, but I don't know. But anyway, imagine if Sofia Loren. Hola, bravo. That's a beautiful name. That was a class woman, fantastic woman, Sofia Loren, or Monica Bellucci. Anyway, imagine I'm with her, and everything goes perfect. We love each other. We go well. Everything is perfect. Jennifer Lopez. Everything is great, perfect. People, they watch us together. Mamma mia, these people are so happy together. They are so great, so nice. Um, and then it stops because you don't love yourself anymore. Something happens, not even necessarily something big, but something is happening, and you go a bit out from each other, a bit far away. You are taking distance, and at the third moment, the love is not there anymore. You still believe that you love, but you don't love anymore because some few things happens. A small here, a small here, a small here, a small here, influence from other people, and at a certain moment, it's better for both parts to split. This is what I believe, that sometimes it's better to split than to stay sad together. Because, look, Jim is saying the comments of Jose Mourinho, but Mourinho, if he has the chance to speak bad about Juventus indirectly, don't be fooled about Mourinho. That is one of the most intelligent men on earth. But what he's saying, look, Dybala was looking for the joy that he lost at Juventus. That's just what I tell you. He was sad at Juventus in the last years. He found the coach that understands him, of course, criticizing the other, but speaking well about himself, and the supporters that love him. This, you can see it on the field. Well, about the supporters, I believe that he was always respected and loved by big parts of the supporters. Of course, you have some supporters that are not loving him. Then, with all the respect to Paulo Dybala, Juventus people, they saw a lot of fantastic players in Juventus history. And Dybala is one of them. Roma didn't see so much. So there is a big difference. But he was looking for, again, being loved. And that's what he's finding at Roma. And he was not performing well at Juventus anymore, because this is the reality. He was injured also there. Stop. And he's, again, happy. And Juventus solved the problem. Because who says that you extend him and he's at the level of Roma this year? Who says that? And in Roma, you have a lot less pressure as Juventus. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Share anything? I didn't on Twitch. I was shocked because I wrote something and my message got deleted. Look, I am alone on Juventus Twitch, and I believe we increased the automated bot, because it was not a bot, a manual bot. It was an automated bot that is look, with the 15 points, with everything going on and so on. I believe, I can't even promise you because I didn't check. I believe we increased the security, so a lot of words are banned that can be a bit sensible, not because of You cannot say what you want to, but sometimes some words are picked that can be, I don't know. Thank you, Michel Grande. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I believe as well. Thomas is right. I believe he has been humbled this season, because he was he learned a lesson. Thomas is saying he learned a lesson in the summer when he understood that nobody was giving him this 10 plus million that he wanted. And I believe if he wants to get them back, he understood that he needed to work maybe again also a bit. These are realities. You have a lot of realities. It's not only one that is guilty. I always said it's both. Maybe at Juve, because he grew from nothing to the top, depending what you understand with top, but high level of player. He was thinking that everything was deserved, that everything was already done. He said, and that's one of the sentences that I didn't appreciate from Paulo Dybala, the day that he said, "I don't have to prove anything anymore." When you start saying that, guys, that's where that's the start of the end. If you start really believing it, that's the end. That's the end. If you start, you don't have to prove yourself anymore. It's over. Everyone needs to prove themselves every day. Otherwise, you're out. And I believe, like Thomas is saying, the fact of being free on the transfer market for free and receiving 0 offers on the money that he wanted. Well, about to go to Inter. We all know it, We all know it. Today he was on the bench, yes, because of a small injury he had 2 games ago, I believe. Then he entered, apparently he changed the game. I didn't see it. Apparently he scored a fantastic goal that gives them the qualification to the semi-final. So it's an important, but nobody will put in doubt the qualities of Dybala. Golf, last question. Pepe, if we win Europa League and top 4 in Serie A, can Allegri be the coach next season? But I answered that question many times. I believe that it makes no sense to try to see the future. Can he be? Yes. If you want a really honest question or answer, really theoretical, yes, because he has 2 more years of contract. Is that what will happen? I don't know. Because it depends on the results, but also depends on a lot of other factors. A lot of other factors. And he can also say, stop, I leave. So I don't know. I always told you since beginning of the season, I think it will be the last season of Allegri. Until he's there, I will respect the man. Osno, Beppe, you never admin that you are a fan of Allegri. What do you mean? I don't understand. You never admin that you are a fan of Allegri. I don't understand. Can you make it a bit more simple, the question? It's late, guys, Ringo, if I would love to collaborate with iShowSpeed. Well, iShowSpeed is a young kid that is doing funny things. Some things are not funny. Some things are super funny, but he is doing well on YouTube. I'm not doing well. We are 200 here. He has 1 million viewers, so he's doing the things well. So why don't you admit? What is that kind of question? why you don't admit. But what do you want to admit, Hasna? You come in the chat and you start with stupid sentences, guys. With stupid sentence. We are not even speaking about Max Allegri, or we just did now, but I don't understand. I'm too old. So in the past, I would have said I will explain again and again and again and again. I think it's stupid because I know that you are here since long on the channel. If it was a new one that I never heard the name, I would have said, "Let me take the time. I will explain." No, for because you are just trying to troll me, and I'm tired. Marco Pontedoro will have a bad night. That's true. Endrid Beppe, are you a fan of Allegri? I say his charisma, his style. I think it's I think I really like the person. I really like the person. I really, really appreciate the person. From what I know, I think it's a really intelligent person. Really, I understand also what he's doing. That doesn't mean that I agree with everything he's doing, but I can give a sense in what he's doing. So, yes, I respect a lot the man for not only as a coach, but then the private life. I don't know Allegri, guys. I am not his friend. We never talk to each other. Yes, I would love to sit down with him and having a conversation with him. I would love that. Yes, that's true. Shervin is asking me, Beppe, honest opinion on Italiano being able to perform well in 3 competitions. Look, that's a good question. That's a really good question because you know that I said I like Italiano, but according to me, I want to give him a bit more time. I'm thinking about last season when he was doing wonders with Fiorentina because I told you, managing a team once a week as Fiorentina, without the pressure of a big team, without big names that are putting you in difficulty, I never said it's easy, but it's one story. Managing a big team with big pressure that is playing twice a week and trying to win 3 competitions is a total different story. So I said give him time because it's a trainer that I really like. So if you go back in every single video that I spoke about Italiano, I always said that I appreciated the guy, but I always said it's too early for him to come at Juve, and I don't believe he's the man for Juve in 22-23. And you clearly see that in the beginning of the season, he had a lot of difficulties in managing Serie A while playing Europa League, and they did a really disaster start of the season. Look now. That year, like Fagioli at Cremonese, well, Italiano 1 year at Spezia in Serie A, 1 year at Fiorentina in Serie A without competitions. Now 1 year doing his mistakes in Serie A, while managing 2 competitions. And now he starts to learn and he starts to increase. Then today he was about to do a disaster, because again, experience, 3-0 win doesn't mean that you are qualified already. So pay attention. But today, luckily for him and their team, they go through. That's a lesson that he will never forget. But that lesson at Juve, you can't allow to do. If today Fiorentina lose, tomorrow they will be there on Gazzetta dello Sport, remontada from I don't know what team, Lech Poznan. from Poland. Remontada, Italiano, disaster. Here, page 23. If this happens, like it happened to Milan with Ancelotti, if it happens to Juve, it's another story. Now, I believe that Italiano is starting to taking experience, and I believe that he's ready for a next step. I'm not saying Juve, but he starts to be ready for a next step. I would personally, if I was Italiano, I would stay one more year at Fiorentina to finish a cycle of 3 years. Of course, the market is going fast. But I think that Italiano, with the third year, if he's able to play again European competition, otherwise it makes no sense. Thiago Motta, I said it a long time ago, and I'm pissed off because I don't remember when it was the first time I said it here on the channel. People that have a better memory, they will remember. But I said that for me, Thiago Motta is already, but will become a fantastic big coach. And I said, if to people, they said, who do you want? Beppe, De Zerbi, this. I said, in realistic names, don't speak me about Zidane or Tuchel or Guardiola, but in the possible, I would go for Thiago Motta if Allegri would not be there anymore. I really like Thiago Motta as a coach. De Zerbi is too funky for me. And also him, I'm waiting to see him in 2 competitions before blah, 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 blah. But it's true that he's doing fantastic things at Brighton. Really fantastic. And it's not easy, Even if the team was already quite well, they were already doing well with Harry Potter. He came back in a team that was quite high. But he gave his sign in quite fast as well. But I'm not a big fan of De Zerbi. For Juve. Then, I believe Premier League is doing well. So let him continue. I don't understand even why we are speaking every day about De Zerbi. He just arrived at Brighton. Why should he go to Juve? Tudor is a fantastic person. But I'm not sure Tudor is the right person at Juve now. But we already explained why. I would love one day Tudor. I'm not sure if he's the man now. I really believe in Thiago Motta. He will not come, guys. Don't forget about it. It's not the Mercato insight I'm giving you. I really believe that Thiago Motta can be a good coach. It's not a Mercato thing. It's just like, I know he's a Inter legend. I know that, but Eric, no, Pirlo, not yet, guys. Not yet. Zidane, if Zidane comes to Juve, I do a live for 24 hours. I do a live of 24 hours celebrating Zidane. But Zidane, I saw him doing fantastic things with Real Madrid. And that's it. Doing things with Real Madrid. I would be curious to see Zidane with Fagioli and De Sciglio. And Fagioli, I love Fagioli, but a young player that needs to still to mature. That's another story, in a team that is that needs to be rebuilt and so on. I don't know. And now I go to sleep, No, Gasperino I don't like. Gasperini I don't like. Gasperini is Gasperini is I don't like Gasperini. Anyway, guys, ragazzi, Now I go to sleep. Don't ask me the thing about every coach. I'm tired. Let me go to sleep, please. Well, we finished thing. Well, you see, look, 2 hours of live. We had a peak, I believe, of 400 people at a certain moment. 450, I believe. 450. We don't even reach 250 likes. It's true, BT. I was like, but that's why. That's why I'm tired. Because I did like 3 hours on the Juve channel, 2 hours here. I did 1 hour 30 before. But now I understand. Now I understand why I'm tired. Dai, ragazzi. Ciao. See each other tomorrow. Semi-finalist. Don't forget that. That's only the start. Forza Juve. Ciao ragazzi.